Hi, this is Tom with Independent EV. I know I told you we were going to walk you guys through how we work on Teslas and repair these vehicles because there isn't a lot of information out there. Nobody really wants to share this information with you, so that's why I'm here. Today, we have a 2014 Tesla Model S, the rear drive unit. We replaced the rear drive unit. We also replaced the battery. So we're going to walk through how we go about, now that it's installed, how to program it and what we got to do to get it rolling. Here's some pieces of the old one here. You can see the rear, it had the famous coolant leak inside the unit there. So it all rusted out. We tried a couple things to see if we could remedy that by actually soaking it in a hydraulic electrolysis rust removal procedure. It did not work at all. We cleaned it out. That did not work. So now we're forced to go ahead and actually replace the motor. So again, we'll start off with a 12-volt battery. Before you start any procedure like this, what you want to do is get you a battery that's fully charged, cannot be low whatsoever. And then also, while we go through this process, you want to hook up a tender onto it. I've got just a regular DC bench charger here. I set it to 13.5 volts, essentially, which what voltage would be when the car is running. Because the pack shut off right now, it will kill that battery super fast. So if the car shuts down, you might as well unplug the battery, or you'll be replacing that because it will not work after that. So now that we've got this done, the battery's fully charged, we have our tender on it. There's two things we got to do. One, we got to program the battery, and then two, we have to go through the procedure to program the rear drive unit. The unit we got was from a junkyard out of Miami. Did some isolation tests. Other than that, I mean, we pulled the speed sensor out, checked inside, made sure everything looked okay. We got our fluids topped up. They do have transmission and gearbox fluid in those, so you do have to top your fluids off, both of them, before you start. That's been done. And that's about it. Let's hop into the car and see how we do this. Let's sit in there. Alright, so now we're going to turn the car on. I have the car off, so we got to get the car back on. Sometimes they can be a pain in the butt. Let's get the screen a second. Sometimes gotta close the door. Let's open it back up. There it goes. Alright, so I've already put the vehicle into service mode, and I've already unlocked the gateway. Should be pretty self-explanatory there. So here we have the procedures. You got to be very specific with these procedures. I already did get caught on another Tesla where I had a battery pack dropped off with the vehicle. The battery pack dropped off without the vehicle. Tried to repair it, my first one ever, and what I did was I didn't follow, it had a bad BMS on the battery pack, and I didn't follow the removal procedure of backing up the BMS and backing up that information with the car before the customer pulled the battery. So I ended up having to put the BMS board was bad, so I put a new one on it. And then I realized, after he brought the battery pack to the car and tried to put it in, it couldn't work, so I had him bring the car over. That's when I looked up the procedure and found out that the battery actually had to be, or the BMS had to actually be backed up before it was installed. So then I had to drop the battery, open up the pack, replace the BMS board, the old one, put it back up in there, save it, take it back out, put the new one in, put it back up there, download that data onto that. So definitely always check your procedures when you're doing these things, because there is no way around it and it freaking sucks. So here we have the procedure for the drive unit: rear large, remove and replace. And you want to read over everything, make sure it doesn't say to, back up anything before you pull the old one. It did not. all it says here is that connect the charger to the vehicle, blah, blah, blah. Reinstall the latest firmware or update the firmware if not the latest. So what that means is if you were to click over here on firmware, let's look at that. Open a new tab. So what they're talking about here is going to be the CAN, the AC, no, sorry, that one, the actual firmware. What it says right here, if the text your car software is up to date, it appears above software, the vehicle is already configured with the latest firmware. So it says if the text your car software is up to date as of appears above software update preference, the vehicle is already configured with the latest firmware. We checked that already. We went here, you check that, you go in software, boom, you get this update right here. Your car software is up to date as of October 30th, 1405, which is right now, so we don't have to do that. If it wasn't, you would wait for this to upload. It would do that pretty much automatically. You would have a yellow thing up here that you would press and it would update that. Make sure you want to be in advance when you check this. So we'll go back to service mode. So now we don't have to do that. We're already done, so we can go to the next step. But actually, before we do that, remember we replaced the battery. So now we have to do this first. So all this, blah, blah. Find your car. This is in service, Tesla Model S service manual. It's free. Everybody has access to this. The only thing that is paid for is the Tesla 3 toolbox. So right here, so now we need to connect a laptop to toolbox locally, connect to the vehicle, unlock the gateway, or re-unlock the gateway, update the vehicle's gateway 12-volt battery type. So we want to do this before we try doing our procedures, so we'll go through that now. We installed a black battery with a black case with a gray lid. So black case, gray lid, C&D nano carbon is what we're looking for when we go into the update.
All right, the belt's on. You want to crank this thing up real quick?
You can start it without me. I'm in the middle of making a video. This is Don. He's our other tech. He's tech 2.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, he's out there working on the other side of the business. Yeah, it's already tuned and everything. Go ahead and fire it up. He just did a DOD delete on a Chevy Silverado. We've tuned it already. I've tuned it already, and he started, but besides the point. So now we're gonna go and update this battery before we start. So I've already pulled up Toolbox. Before you do anything, you have to get the owner authorization request approved. So here we have it approved. So we can go ahead and connect to the car, which I will do that now. If you point the camera away for a second. We have some sensitive information, essentially that we don't want you to see, but we will show you the process of that as well. I'm going to enter the VIN number into, here, you can pan back over. I'm going to enter the VIN number of the vehicle over here, and then I'm going to connect. And then we have, I already have this hooked up, but we are connected to the service port. You'll find this connection here in the side or down here in the center console area. Not showing the VIN number. So we'll go ahead and connect this to the computer. This is this is just a Ethernet adapter to USB. That's all this is. Plug this in. All right. Oh. We'll have to go through and edit these out, I think. Okay. so I guess you'll deal with that. So now we'll go to local. We're going to enter the VIN number. Just pound up away for a second. This is after we have the owner authorization approval. How that works is it sends them an email to their Tesla account and essentially approves third-party access to the vehicle. All right. Go ahead, you can come back over here now. So now you can see we're connecting. I've got it connected on local. Traffic to Odin is blocked. We're having a little bit. Hold on. Why is it saying that? So there is a ton of glitches that I'm finding with these systems. So, oh yeah, see, we've been kicked off the internet. It's doing the fucking thing again. Oh boy. Shit. All right, go ahead and